Testing, testing. Looks like it's getting through. All right. Good evening, YouTube. Good evening, Twitch. I'm not streaming to YouTube, but I do plan to upload this VOD to YouTube when I get through this. If you're not familiar with me, my name is domaug. I play Virtual Fighter. I play some other games too, but it's mostly Virtual Fighter. If you come across my streams, you'll mostly see me playing Virtual Fighter 5 Final Showdown. This past Friday night, Hot Dogs and Sake Club, a Discord group that hosts regular tournaments over Parsec every weekend. They hosted a special first to 10 event featuring myself and a very good tournament level player by the name of Blackstar. Blackstar uses Sarah Bryant, and I use Leon Raphael. And to spoil it, if you haven't seen the result, I got dominated. There's no nice way to put it. I didn't do well. uh, so I was really upset about how I did that night. I just don't like losing, and anyone who knows me knows that I get like really pissy and bitchy whenever I lose. Um, like after the match, like after Black Star ended up winning, he was like, "Good games, man." I was really sweating it. I didn't know what you were gonna do. I was like, "No, you're not." I just didn't want to believe him. I didn't want to think he was taking me seriously at that point. Um, but that said, good games to Black Star. If you are watching this, you really took it to me, and you really knew what you were doing, and you're certainly the better player. So thanks for thanks for the matches. Thanks for being a good sport towards me, even though I was bitchy. But what I want to do tonight is watch over Harpooneer's stream of the first to 10. It was the final score was 10-3. Um, so you're gonna see two of my wins like really early on, and I think that's because Black Star is adjusting to me, figuring out what my strategy was gonna be, and then he made his adjustments, and then it was just over from that point on. Um, I'm gonna try to be as critical as possible. I'm gonna try to point out anything that I did right. I'm gonna try to point out everything that I did wrong, and I know that there's gonna be a lot of stuff that I did wrong. Um, Again, I'm going to play through the post-match interviews. There's a little bit more to this stream that's not just the first 10, but I'm only going to review the first 10 and the interviews pre-match and post-match. So I think we're going to get started here. Just to make sure if there's anybody watching. Nope, nobody watching yet. That's okay. So what we'll do is go to full screen here. Go to the stream. I'll pause it regularly to give my commentary, or I might just talk over it. But I think either way, I'll give you my thoughts.
Get started on this. Okay, going fine. And that's good. I got that going here. Make sure it's in and correct. Make sure it's linked to the stuff I can like now. Yep. Okay, that's
Are you going to be sharing the screen here on Discord?
yeah, I could do that. Actually, that
I'm gonna skip
the
forward
thing
a
is that
little bit
overlays two more.
because Harpooneer's getting stuff set up, and looks like that takes a good chunk of his stream at first.
And let me make sure I don't have to.
Sounds like that was good.
Raw, if you guys remember Monday night's Raw, and who better to have for the very first one of these than the guy that made it all start and made it all happen, Blackstar himself, right? Isn't that good? It's a good call.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I appreciate that, yeah.
Yeah. He did do it. I remember all the times. That was fun as hell, man. And they used to have the interview section. He used to have Jack. I mean, obviously, my favorite was Jacko versus STL Tim. That one was fucking great. Yo, he's laughing. He's laughing right now. Yo, that one was so good. But, you know, there was
STL Tim is another Leon player.
in that shit. So we're kind of getting it started all over again. And,
Yeah.
but we're doing a little twist on it too. You know, you guys know I'm a big Matcherino fan. So I got a Matcherino set for this, and the way that we're gonna do it, it's not fair to say, oh.
So STL Tim is another Leon player, and he's a significantly better Leon player than me when it comes to Leon technique. I think they like to bring in that one up because he doesn't have the friendliest disposition around other players. He's given me a lot of advice. He's been very critical of my game as well, but overall he's been doing a good job of giving me Leon advice and telling me what I'm doing wrong in my game, especially what I'm doing wrong. So in that respect, I have a tremendous amount of respect for him. Yeah, Jason, Crystal Fist VHS. Jason's pretty good with Leon. Yeah, Jason Elbow is another one. Say what you want about them. They're not people that are well liked in this community because of things that they've said to other people. But Jason Elbow has also given me some tips with Leon, and that was very helpful to me too. I do appreciate it. Regardless of the source, I do appreciate any helpful Leon advice I get, or any Leon advice in general.
Oh, the bracket winner, because there's no winner. I mean, it says first to 10. Somebody's going to take 10, but both these guys are, you know, putting on a show. So we split it even down the middle for the two players that play. And you guys can contribute if you want. If you don't, whatever. It doesn't matter. I give them $5 each. That's nothing. But if you guys want to contribute...
So that was a cool thing that Harpreneur did for this event, because it was their kind of first to 10 showcase that they're going to do regularly. Hopefully, he got a Matcherino pool going for it. And in total, I think the pot was $65, and he split it evenly for us. Blackstar got about $32.50. I got $32.50. Once you paid it out to PayPal, I think it was like around $30 after they got their cut. Very generous of Harpreneur, very generous of the donators, including The Rock Reaper and Harpreneur donated. He threw $10 in there. I think the iFix Machine also donated a little bit of money. Whoever else donated money for that, I greatly appreciate it. And I'm sure Blackstar does too.
That's right, that flamingo.
Okie pressure, and thank you, yes.
That's right.
Penny help for that.
That's it. Well, the way you're going right now, the way it's going right now, you already got like a coffee.
So one thing you're gonna hear in this is, well, I'm gonna let the pre-match interviews go, but one thing you're gonna hear about this, which I think set the tone, unfortunately for me, is just the difference in mindset. Like, you're gonna see a sharp difference, and you'll hear it when we talk, but there's a sharp difference in approach to our mindset in this event, and I think that affected me more than I like to admit.
Yeah, for real. So, but I'm gonna give each one of you guys a couple of minutes to say some stuff before we actually get into it, and then we're gonna get into the actual first to 10. Then afterwards, we're gonna have a little interview back and forth with the two guys who played. So, really excited. We're kind of echoing that Raw sentiment again. So let me start it off with, I want to start off with Blackstar, of course, because he's the man that started the whole movement, all the way back then. But let's hear it from you, buddy. What are you thinking about tonight, and how do you think about this match that's going to happen?
Hey, man, all I'm thinking about right now is murder, death, kill, just kill mode, just trying to win, just whatever, man. But that's like the mode I'm in. But other than that, it's like this. I'm so happy to see things like these back. We need more first 10, we need more first 7. I appreciate the Raw tribute and things like that. So thank y'all very much. Thank you, Felicia. Thank you, Harpreneur. Thank y'all for Matcherino. It's like amazing. So it's so much fun. There's nothing like a showcase. It's like a boxing match. That was kind of like the whole thing with Raw. Just kind of like a whole celebration of that kind of atmosphere. So it's good to see that type of thing back.
Yeah, definitely. We're trying to make it a big deal. I think we already kind of have an unofficial...
So you could see right there, just his approach to this is murder, death, kill. Basically, kill Leon Raphael. That's how he approached this first to 10.
Oh, thank you guys. It's so nice. But don't forget, he said murder, death, kill right here. This guy is ready to go.
He referenced Demolition Man. You know he's serious.
That's right, baby. So in the meantime, on the other end, we got actually kind of like, we got a guy that's like, I would say he was a dark horse in the past. I took one look at this guy's combos and I knew he was like a big deal because his fucking shit is extreme. This guy's doing max damage Japanese style combos that like people don't do over here, and he's pulling them off pretty much every time. Domaug is actually a really dangerous player to play against, and in the past recent couple of weeks, he's been doing really well. He won a Hot Dogs and Sake tournament. He's been getting top threes in lots of tournaments, so I'm really excited.
I will say the only one I won, I think, was a round robin with like 5 other people in it. So, and my loss was against VF Hayato, who is a really good Go player from New York, I believe. But I just wanted to add that little clarification there. It's not like I'm winning like tournaments with like actual brackets in it or anything in it. It was a round robin.
To have Domaug on here, and the whole reason why this was the match I wanted to see was because they met 2 times in Hot Dogs and Sake Club 7, and Domaug actually took the first set. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. And the second set, you know, the Sarah got to him.
I think I caught Blackstar off guard with that one. And then he checked me in the loser finals.
You got a chance to talk right now, baby. Let's hear your thoughts.
First of all, thank you for hosting this. I'm actually pretty flattered that I'm going to be in the inaugural First to 10 exhibition series or showcase or whatever you want to call it. Sarah's been giving me a lot of problems. I've been playing since Virtua Fighter 4 days, but I've never really played competitive. So I haven't played competitive online until last year, and my first loss in the tournament was actually to Blackstar. He ended up eliminating me from... Yeah, he eliminated me from... Well, it was Gentleman Thief, but he eliminated me from the tournament, a little bi-weekly that Hubs hosted. I've been practicing against Sarah all week. I have no idea how I'm going to do. My execution is starting to weaken for whatever reason. I think it's... I think it might be related to a procedure I had done recently, but in any case, I'm not going to make excuses. I'm going to try to win. I'm going to play to win. I'm going to bring it. I'm going to bring the pain. I'm going to bring the combos. I might surprise you guys with a new combo that I discovered last night.
Oh, shit.
Coming up with the tricks last minute.
The big time downlog is here. Hey, Jed.
That's right. That's right.
Thanks for joining.
I'm coming for it, and if anything, I want to make this really entertaining. I think it's just to have some fun, lighten up after the terrible year that we just had, and this terrible year that I think is continuing. And hopefully it gets eyes on Virtua Fighter and Hot Dogs and Sake Club, and I'm just excited. I'm ready to go.
That's right, guys.
So it sounded more positive from me at the end, but it started out with this defeatist, like, negative energy. So I think, so that's the contrast I'm talking about. Blackstar came in with this, I'm going to kill Leon. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to destroy him. I'm going to make him beg for his mommy. Like that kind of thing. And I come in like, I just want to have fun, guys. I don't know. Maybe have fun. I don't know. Sarah's like really hard. See, and it's not a good mindset to have. And Blackstar alludes to that in his post-match interview. But it's something I truly have to work on. I think a good chunk of this game is mental. A good chunk of any fighting game is mental. And I start off in these like funks, and I'm already fighting a losing battle. So I have a feeling a lot of my struggles are mental, and I'm gonna have to figure out what I can do about that.
Which, if you're not a part of that, if you want to bring
So I'm gonna skip to the beginning of the first match. There are no character switches here. It's all Sarah versus Leon.
Going really nice. I got a really good.
Now I haven't actually, when I said it earlier in the stream, I haven't actually listened to any of this commentary, so I'm really curious as to what they say, like what kind of feedback they give me about this, like what I'm doing wrong, if anything, what I'm doing right. But it's mostly going to be negative, and you're going to see.
Good
The
feeling.
VF2 music.
Oh shit! Yeah, and he got the VF2 costume over there. Yo, it's like the semi VF2 lion costume over here.
Yeah. So it looks like Domaug's really got an aggressive start going. He's ready to prove up. That
Flamingo
Sergio
stuff
Buffalo
killing
there
me.
is
I practiced mostly
Oh,
against
yeah.
Flamingo mix-ups, and it helped me
I do
early
like-
on,
yo,
but
you could definitely see. Okay,
I
you
ended up
see
losing
Domaug
it.
Has done some Oh, he went for it. Yo, that must have been the fucking cool new combo. He did it
Oh, yeah.
once in the beginning and it worked. I bet that his footstance defended.
it
That
is.
shit is wild, yo. I also like to see that he's already calling out like nice and early. Like, by the way, I do know Flamingo now, because he handled Flamingo really well so far. The one time that
he
was
knew it was
difficult,
coming up.
yeah, the one time that was difficult was probably the side turn situation. I think that's
Okay,
gonna be a
you
problem.
saw that roundhouse. I'm gonna play it
Side
through.
turn always
But you saw Sarah go for that roundhouse.
Whoa! What the fuck?
You saw Blackstar go for that like roundhouse string finisher. I could have punished that, and that's one thing I just did not. I just did not
What if that was
punish
the
it.
one you said he figured
I didn't
out last
punish
night?
anything.
Really doing his homework.
Oh my god, this combo's insane! What the
Oh, man.
fuck?
He showed no mercy. Domaug is showing no mercy.
This is looking like that first set right now. This is looking like that first set from.
I'm
the
about to
fucking
win this
Hot
round
Topic
here.
Saga
So
Club 7,
the
where
the
Domaug
combo
just, like,
now, I
surprised
think
the
Harpooneer
shit
was
out of
just. I
Blackstar
think he
and
had his
everybody.
hype
These
going a little bit.
crazy-ass
I've done that
combos
combo a
and shit.
lot. The
Damn,
4-6K
though, that is
combo.
some specific shit.
You look really strong here. Thank you. Thank you,
He takes
Crystal
the
Fist.
very first one, they
Um,
just wanted it right in.
I'm sorry to say,
Damn, the Rock
it doesn't
Reaper
last
put in
very long.
$50, baby. Thank you, Rock.
Holy crap.
The Rock
50
Reaper
bucks.
donating a
That's
big
it,
chunk
guys.
of
Looking
what our
good.
final
They would
pot
say
would
the Tony
be.
Hawk game,
$50.
That's right. That's $50.
And seeing how in Virtua Fighter 2, Leon looks like a skateboard punk at this.
Oh
Does he
my.
have the knee pads?
Yeah. Oh my God. The option, the 8K versus Flamingo. I hadn't even thought of that. That's such a good fucking option. Stuck from Blackstar.
Oh,
I will say this: don't if you play Leon,
something going.
Oh,
don't
yeah,
do
absolutely.
8K against Flamingo.
Been over.
Don't do that. It's
Oh. I gotta tell
if he
you
does
something,
P2K,
I really
you're
do
you're
feel
fucked.
like- I feel
If
like
he just jabs you out of the air,
Domaug
you're
is,
fucked.
like full of fucking surprises. The combos that look at this shit.
Oh, yeah.
The combos this guy is coming up with are incredible. He said he found one last night. I don't know which one it was already, but we saw two brand new ones that I never saw before already.
So right now, Blackstar is kind of doing his groove. He's getting into his groove a little bit, and
Yeah, well, maybe, but I don't know. I feel like overwhelming.
my mix-ups are a little
is very
smarter on these earlier rounds. And then I basically
feel like
never
immediately
I
you
never
get your
adapt
prices
to
known
what
right
he
away.
does.
If you fuck
He
up
makes
one time,
changes
I can
here.
take 50% right away. That's
See,
a
I
big
could have
deal.
punished this
But if
Blackstar-
you can't
right there
follow them
again.
up,
I could have
Yeah,
punished that, and
exactly.
it just
Well,
didn't
you can-
happen.
I think Domaug, he's an excellent player. Blackstar, though,
yeah.
I feel like one of the things I've been trying to get out of my mouth, except Domaug is just like surprising me so much I have to stop.
Flamingo
Blackstar,
beater tried to
he
K plus
is
GK
really one
counter
of
hit.
those like distance runners. I will say that. I feel like you're in a long set. Blackstar can really show his.
I actually, you'll see it later in the rounds.
He doesn't
I get
tired
too
out. He
comfortable
doesn't
with.
perform
See,
poorly
okay,
after a
so
long time.
right there before Blackstar beat me,
He-
he's doing this
very
thing
good
that
at
I get caught with for the rest of the set, and I never adapt to it because I just get inside my own head and I don't actually think about what I'm doing. But he does the backdash into 4K plus G, and that just hits me almost every time for the rest of the set. Okay, side collapse on the counter hit. Full crouch 6P plus K. That was good. I was happy about that.
We're gonna have more than one prediction in this. Blackstar.
8KK. I get a little carried away with the 8KK as well.
Lots of back and forth. I mean, obviously, Domaug has the start here, but each already has a game under their belt, and both are throwing out some good tricks.
I just dropped it there. I
Yeah, definitely.
Really gonna be, it's
as
gonna
I
be about
as I
ignorance,
made an
and it's gonna be
excuse
who can
earlier.
figure
Oh,
out
he hit
each
me.
other's
And
craft
here's another
faster.
punish situation
Right.
that I don't
Thanks
do.
for the follow, Natso 57. And we already saw some of the dangerous shit from Lion when he did the kick sabaki. he has a real like kick sabaki actually. It's a little like dummy palm thing that he does. That's actually very scary, and I feel like
Oh, I got hit with that.
But at the same
I
time,
can't
you know,
remember what I was
Blackstar-
trying to do. I think I was trying to
Blackstar is
2P
starting
out
to
of it
hesitate a
after
little bit in
sidestep.
Flamingo, which is good. It's actually
Yeah.
going to blow up some of Domog's stuff if he really keeps playing.
So,
the way he has.
one thing that I never adjusted to,
Nice double swing.
Blackstar
Oh my God, so many
has
lows,
liked
and then the
to
mid-
sidestep.
Just going for it.
Do you live in a state
Oh,
near
maybe we
Georgia
got
or on the
Black
West
Alert in here,
Coast?
we got
I
Jimmy Claymore.
I live in Pennsylvania.
What's up?
Um,
Domog takes the second. Getting fast
so,
right here. We going in. Quick.
One thing that Blackstar has been doing to me a lot, if I get him in a side turn situation, he sidesteps.
What's the odds?
Almost always he sidesteps. So I never make an adjustment to that either.
Points right now. People are putting it in. Yeah. Naoki Hayabusa, that's right. We got the VF2.
And another thing I really...
outfit
So
right
I
there.
learned
I
that
do
combo
love it.
like 2 or 3 nights prior.
He really went all out with that shit. We got Ride the Tiger as well. This is some good VF2.
Yeah, the
right?
line was pretty... Honestly, our connection to Parsec was fantastic. I can't remember what server Harpooneer had us play on. I think it was Ohio.
Oh, yeah. I like
AWS Ohio server. But there's another punish
love VF2.
situation that I
game is
missed.
busted as fuck. Nice.
Um,
KP plus K. That's a really good move.
So I was falling in love with his little... his combo throw.
This is exactly
I was
what
falling in love with
Domog
that
said
and
he's
just
afraid
doing
of.
that combo that I learned
like
like
that
2 or
he's
3
played it
nights
aggressive.
prior.
He went for
It's
the
not an
slow
optimal
kick.
combo, and it's not a particularly easy combo to do against Sarah, or in general.
The Oki game. At least
But
get her to
it's
commit to the
I
hard
just
kill,
liked it because it
just
was
so at
hype.
least
Because
have to-
you don't see too many
don't have to worry
combos
about, like, blocking
off of offensive move like that, unless you're watching like Japanese pro players.
Oh,
Have to go, but good luck later. Thanks, Jed. This is just a review tonight, but I will upload this to YouTube if you want to watch it.
God damn, yo.
Probably tomorrow, but we'll see. But thanks for showing up.
Damn, yo,
So
this is looking
this
really
match,
good.
this match
Domog is
kind of,
looking really strong in this
I think
match.
right now
I
Harpooneer
feel
and
like he's
Felicia
not-
are giving
I feel
me,
like he knows Sarah now, really
they're
well.
giving me
I
a
think
lot
he's
of
just gonna
credit.
have to- I think though, Blackstar is just gonna be the one that has
he
to
knew
be
he
it.
had the test, so he did his homework, he did his studying.
Oh,
he
yeah.
didn't just cram the
So I
night
tried to do
before.
that
He worked
KK
it
out of the step.
Yeah, that's pretty apparent because his
Get hit
his
with the elbow.
defense against
Yeah,
Flamingo
so-
has been really good. Right now, a
Oh,
couple
yeah.
of-
This is
couple
where it
combo
kind of
drops,
starts
you can
going
tell these are
downhill.
good combos,
Blackstar has
because
made
he's
his
evading
adjustments,
to the wrong side. He's gotta evade towards the
and
face.
I have not. I have not made any adjustments,
it's
and I don't
working
make
out
any
pretty good
adjustments.
for him.
Right now, I'm in the.
Blackstar going
For
in.
whatever reason, when I get into
Like-
competitive
Oh, they're gonna do
Virtual
a costume
Fighter.
change, maybe?
Now I
got
taught myself
styling
how to play the game.
versus
Like I picked up the
Bomb
game
Girl?
with Virtual
Oh,
Fighter 4,
The same
and
stage stuff?
basically I
Okay, that
I
was too
I just
much.
went through
Hey, you
training
guys like
modes
that
and I played
PS2
against
theme
computer. I
song?
never really
Everybody
played
likes
against
the
any
Heroes
human
theme.
players
Let's do it.
Even the
until,
game likes it
you
so
know,
much that
years
they created
later,
again for random
when
choice.
Final
Hell
Showdown
yeah.
was a thing,
Ooh, I love that.
and the advent of online play.
Yeah,
They
I
always
Um,
decided to bring Gizmo along with them.
So
Nice. Oh, hopefully
I
we get
don't
to see
know
the dog
how
win-
to.
the dog win- oh.
I'm just really bad at making my adjustments. I just kind of play the way I play.
One of the things that Domog's been realizing. I've been watching
Would you agree that
you guys
Leon is a much
don't
stronger
follow his
character than
stream.
Sarah in this
Domog
version?
does
Oh yeah,
stream, and he's
tier-wise,
doing
if
some
tier
practice
lists mean anything to anybody in Virtual
Sarah.
Fighter,
I'm learning some of
almost
Sarah's-
always you're gonna see
I think
Leon
they
higher
know
than
just how
Sarah.
aggressive her highs are. Nice 2P there. A weighted,
Leon is
uh,
fantastic in Final Showdown.
Hey, hey,
He's
yeah, go for it.
fantastic.
One
Sarah
thing
is kind
that
of like middle of the
I always
pack.
remember Blackstar saying about Sarah,
She's probably like
she's
B
smoke and
tier or
mirrors, she's
something.
smoke and mirrors.
And
What
Leon
she
is usually either low S tier or high A tier.
Bingo, she can't
But tiers
go
are so
like
close in Virtual
Domog is
Fighter that it
okay,
doesn't matter.
just like throwing
But
shit out
in any case,
that Sarah's
Blackstar
being
has made his adjustment,
nice.
That's kinda
and you're gonna
also the
see
Chris
him.
Stance character.
You're gonna see me
Once you
freezing
recognize
up.
their stances,
He's
you
he's
recognize
throwing
that
my Oki
typically
completely
they
off,
can't block, you take advantage
and
of
he's
it.
done this to me many times before. But I just, for whatever reason, I just never get comfortable adjusting to it. There's a point where I start heavy pouncing him for it, but then he snaps out of it and he mixes it up a little bit more, and it just throws me off again, and then I just don't recover. Japan ranked Sarah pretty low down with Eileen Allen Pie,
Oh yeah, definitely.
if I recall
Oh, I
correctly.
love
That sounds about right. Sarah's usually, if she's not in the middle, she's usually near the bottom. What
That could have been the first one.
what really
So
scared
it's
me about
super
this
important
his Sarah play is that
every once in a while
he just knows
to show
he
that
he
you're
does
gonna be the
everything
guy that-
optimally with her. He
I'm
doesn't
actually
really
really
throw
surprised
out
that
anything
Blackstar is
unsafe.
bro, because-
Like
Ooh,
he's
that's
doing
okay.
Flamingo setups here,
surprised he didn't do
and
this.
I kind of
First setup
abandoned my
was so good
sidestep
for Sarah. Nice
defense.
combo, but this is a really,
and it hurts
really
because
that was really
the
close.
sidestep
That one could've
defense
gone
was
either way.
confusing.
But
It seemed like
Blackstar
it
has
was
the lead
giving
by
him
one game.
less to work with.
That's right.
I don't want to say
Oh,
it was
I see Dark
confusing
Nova
him.
wants to
I
do
think
the,
he would have made the adjustment
Dark Nova
if I
wants to
kept
be
doing
the,
it. But right now,
the prediction. Don't worry,
his
Dark
mix-ups,
Nova. I'm
he's
gonna have
he's
predictions
doing
available for
he's
you.
not just doing he's not doing like full
later.
damage combos to me
Sarah's
that
voice
often.
think Sega
More
was
often than
streaming
not,
Virtua
he is
Fighter
going for
earlier today.
setups.
The only
He's going for
problem is,
Flamingo Oki setups.
we just said-
And that's
it
what
was like while I was
I'd
coming
never
home from
adjust
work,
to.
so there's no way I could have
Oh,
caught it.
I was probably out.
So I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit, and I want to see what they're saying because I think it only gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
So
Yo,
anyways, we're
Bruce.
on,
We
we're
got
on the
Bruce.
Leon
in.
home turf.
Yeah, he's saying who's next? If you wanna get in on a first to 10 series, you gotta have a rival, and you gotta be ready to challenge him to a first to 10, baby.
That was just a guess, and then I dropped the combo.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, it takes her 16 frames to block canceling F Flamingo. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Black Alert. But you know, that's part of the reason I think why domaug was choosing to go with his KK attack, which is a 15 frame starter, and you could just go for like quick mids that.
So I was trying to end it
she's
with a
not gonna be
throw
able to
here,
crush, and that can
and then
damage.
he gets me with the P2K from Flamingo and kills
Oh
me.
no, New Shenlong, that's not tonight. Tonight is a whole different thing. Tonight is a first to 10. We're doing
I get
first
hit
to
with the
10
6
battles.
PK.
I'm gonna do
I get hit with
just
it
like
a
Raw
lot.
back in the day. Ooh, no big punish here. In fact, for all you guys who are watching, I do want to stress again, this is not just for tricky points, although I'm not going to say tricky points aren't important. I know that they are. But if you like what you're seeing, these two guys are both going to be getting, splitting the pot right down the middle, because it's a big presentation for them. They're putting themselves out there. So here's the Matcherino pot if you guys want to check it out. So right now, Blackstar.
Just don't let the cops know.
So there was... Okay,
Right now,
so
Blackstar is
I'm
one
going to
away
talk
from
over them
getting
for a
that
little bit.
first,
No, I'm going to pause it because they might be saying something important. So I'm getting hit with that second hit of 6KK a lot. Now there's a punishment for that I've been working on with the help of Jimmy Claymore, a fantastic VF player from, I think, Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. He's a Brad main, but he plays a little bit of everybody. He was telling me, after I sidestep, if I can confirm that it's a 6KK and he finishes that string, what I can do is 3-3P underneath it. That it will go under the second hit. And it will. But for whatever reason, I was dropping it all night. My execution was just not there. So it was either coming out as 3P or it was coming out as 2P. I play on a mix box, so diagonals are not the best to begin with because you have to press them simultaneously. But it threw me off, and I was getting hit with that second hit all night long. And I'm not proud of that. I think I just have to work on my execution, but it's not like I didn't see it coming the whole time. There were times that it did catch me off guard because, again, I'm in my own little world. And I really need to work on that. I have to unlearn that habit.
Yo, Overfeed 81. Yo, if you are who I think you are, baby, I miss you.
Oh man.
Thanks for following. But yeah, what can I say? Blackstar's one away from getting that prediction ready. Yo guys vote better on Blackstar.
93% of people voted for that, and he's really starting to show his dominance now. I think we're getting to the point where, you know, domaug obviously did his homework and he's got a few tricks helping him out, but I think we're at the point where, as a buddy of mine said, once you make an adaptation, your opponent then adapts to your adaptation. And
So, Felicia made a really interesting point there. I've been relying on some tricks to get by, and you know what? That's a big reason I've been negative about my own play. I feel like in the U.S. specifically, almost nobody plays Leon at a high level, let alone at a high level. Almost nobody plays him in general in the U.S. I feel like a lot of the stuff I can do, a lot of the reasons I win, is because I know a lot of his optimal combos, and I know some little gimmicks that he can do that not everybody labs. Unfortunately, once they figure out those gimmicks, I don't have a lot behind it. And that's why I've been really down on my play lately, in general. And, you know, I try not to be a sad sack, and I've thrown tantrums, and I've alienated some really high-profile players here, like Shadosha and Fight Club Hubs. Like, I've pissed them off because of my attitude. And if they do watch this, I do apologize again. I've apologized to them in the past, but there's really no excuse for me acting like that. But it ended up infuriating me so much that I'm just doing this garbage, and then I'm too stupid to correct it on my own end. It's something I really have to work on, and unfortunately, unless I lab for several hours every single day, it might just stick with me for who knows how long, maybe forever. But that is something Felicia picked up, and everybody seems to know about me, so they can kind of exploit that and have their way with me.
And then you've got a new set of adaptations you need to do.
And it's what Blackstar did to
We're
me.
at the point where Domag's gonna need to either have another trick up his sleeve or just be ready for whatever, because Blackstar's starting to say, I got what you're doing, but now be ready to face my wrath.
Yeah, I think that Blackstar has been adapting way faster. I mean, Domaug came right out of the gate, so strong and so fast and overwhelming that I actually was thinking, oh shit, it might even be like really one-sided looking now. But Blackstar, he's so professional. He's really been doing this for so long. Remember, this guy, he's playing for 10 years in the competitive scene, plus even longer. He doesn't even just play VF. He plays like games like Soul Calibur, although you wouldn't know it if you ever read his Twitter. You know he would just complains about that shit.
Oh yeah, it's like I said, you know, it seems like Domaug did a sprint, but Blackstar was ready to run a marathon.
There's another point. There's another point. That's a really good point. You know, she's been hitting a lot of points with her commentary so far, but it feels like I burned myself out early on. And then once Blackstar adjusted it, he's like, this is his game. This is what he does. What's he going to do? He's going to do the same bullshit over and over again with Leon because he's a Leon player and he's a scrub. Now, he probably didn't say that, but if I'm him, I'm thinking, this guy doesn't do anything different. I'm just going to kick him in the mouth. I'm just going to keep doing this until he changes. And it didn't happen for another 4 matches.
So right now I got Blackstar and that. I'm going to give you guys...
Another bad habit I have is that 9P Oki setup. It is terrible. It is terrible. It's only good if it catches people ducking. But everyone that plays against me knows that I've done that, and it just doesn't work anymore. I have to be a lot smarter than that. It's just it's ridiculous at this point.
But you got to remember, Sarah's really scary by the wall with all the plus frames, all the really dominant mids. She's very difficult to deal with by the wall.
That round was just a disaster. You really have to watch her plus frames from stance. Yeah.
Looking like he's pulling ahead. Domaug, he only got the 2 so far, but you got to remember,
the thing I'm noticing is you seem to be like go offense, but I'm not seeing a lot of patience defense. I've gotten that criticism a lot too, and it really is something I have to work on. Anybody who's watched me play, one of my biggest weaknesses is throw defense, especially. Like, I have a lot of trouble guessing wrong on throw escapes, and it's something I really need to work on. Defense in general, I am terrible at defense, and that fear comes from lack of character knowledge. Really, it comes from lack of understanding of frame data, and it's something I'm trying to learn, but I'm still not there yet. I'm nowhere near it. So I tried to simplify my game at this point. I think the remaining matches here are actually pretty close in terms of round count, but I still lose 4 of the last 5.
And he got under the butt. I gotta tell you, Domaug is actually, I know that Blackstar is looking really, really good, but Domaug is playing out of his mind as well.
So this is where I start going for the heavy pounce. Yeah, he gets me with the back dash into 4K plus G again. Leon has like the fastest punch in the game. Yes, he does. He has an 11 frame jab. There are 3 or 4 other characters that have an 11 frame jab, but Leon is one of the characters that does. So you're correct.
his play has been so strong. Blackstar is really.
So Blackstar
he
knew I
is
was
just-
doing the side
he's
turn.
just out-reading. That's
half
really
circle
what it
forward
is.
punch.
But domaug is making a lot of correct decisions, but
Oh, yeah.
Blackstar knows what he's thinking.
So I'm actually proud of this match, this particular match, even though I'm still doing some really stupid mistakes.
Nice.
It doesn't feel like it was as lopsided as the previous 4 matches.
But ooh, didn't get the full conversion. It cost him.
Oh man.
Blackstar.
The round count is not as close, but
I mean, domaug.
it didn't feel as bad. It felt like I wasn't totally worthless.
Man. Domaug's got a
I'll
lot
put
of
it this
catching
way.
up
It
to
felt
do.
like
He's 5
I
games behind.
made him think that he earned
Yeah,
his
we
win.
Got that, we got the man Cruise Link in here watching. Yo, baby.
Oh yeah, naturally everybody was
Miss
watching
you.
this one.
Miss you, homie.
I don't know what that failed evade was, but it was.
Boom, bop, bop, bop.
I think I caught him
Oh,
trying to
good combo.
sidestep
Here we
there.
go.
9p
Nice.
again.
Yeah, that
What
shit
the
ain't real.
hell am I doing?
Oh, really nice block there. A lot of people would mash after that Wager pick got blocked, and they would have died. Ooh.
Oh, Domaug almost
You looked a
had
bit
that
more
one. He had
fundamental
some
in your
easy
approach.
combos
Thank you.
there.
I think that's probably going to be the way I win
Not quite a wall combo,
in the
but
future.
could've almost had one.
Is if I play a much simpler
Nice
game.
evade there, but
I feel like
unfortunately,
I have to, because Leon has enough garbage where people will expect the garbage.
I feel like Domaug, yeah, like here it is. That one went his way. I feel like Domaug just needs things to shift a little bit in one direction, and his strat is like going to pay off because so much of what he's doing is like brilliant, and it's really good anti-Serathon. He's throwing up the anti-kick Sabaki. He evaded the right direction. Like he really knows what's up. It's just
all about putting it into action
Now I
at the
think
right time.
Harpooneer
This is some
might be
nice
giving me a little
stretch
too
game.
much credit.
And this is also something I always tell
I was
everybody,
really
and people
nervous
say, like,
in
"Oh, I
this,
don't know, I
so
can't
I was
do
kind of just reacting
Remember,
instinctively.
You can do everything right and still lose. The other guy can play well.
I don't
So
think it
that's
was
the
me
part.
making the right choices. I
That's
think it
right.
was me panicking.
This is
and just
actually
happening
one of
to
those
get lucky.
situations, too, where Domaug is actually playing really,
It surprises
well.
people a lot
Blackstar's
more when
playing
you pull it out
just
after a
better.
bunch of
That's it.
slower, simpler play.
It's not even
He
like,
did play
it's not
Tim a
even
lot
like
years ago
Domaug is
or
making
so,
mistakes.
so no stranger to Mr. Raphael. That is correct.
But I'm telling you,
Buzz
it's,
Lightyear.
all
That's
you gotta
correct,
do
and
is just
STL Tim was
all that
probably
Domaug
not a
has to
fan
do
of
is
playing
just
this guy
make
either.
Something happen, and it could switch. Momentum could go in his favor.
Although Tim
Every
knows
game
a
he's just doing
lot
everything
more about
right.
VF than I do.
There it is.
Oh, never mind. Oh boy.
Wow,
Something.
what the?
If he can play his cards right, if he can play his cards.
I get hit with the
Oh,
6
never
PK
mind.
again.
I was gonna say if he can play his cards right,
Again.
he could probably.
Yeah.
They can hit confirm it into tomorrow, and
Oh man.
I still get hit with it.
What is that audio clip, by the way? That plays when somebody wins a round.
Oh, that's from the little animal on the waist.
Oh, I thought it was like something you did on your overlay.
No,
Like you played a sound like an alert or something.
I was a little late on my pounce there.
Over SDS is saying download.
I get staggered. If I get staggered, that's it. He gets his way. It's his turn. He gets the knockdown, or the combo, whatever he wants.
I mean, it could be, but you know,
Boom, bop. That,
you know,
that
but
is
the
a
game
very.
never won yet.
That's a
Blackstar
really
has
good
not won
response.
yet.
P plus K is very good. It's gonna beat all that stuff. If you can get her to Flamingo, but without B plus.
My failed evades got scared. I panicked and I was just fail evading. Just I was expecting him to like just hit me, and then he didn't. He waits like a few frames and then throws it out, and then I get tagged. I get launched, and then he does his own little
You can take a
flashy
moment to
Sarah
appreciate the
combo.
amazing sound design.
Staggered, and then I'm in
The
his
best
grasp.
sound design of
Once
any
I'm
fighting game
staggered in
ever.
Flamingo, it's just
There's just
it's over. He's gonna knock me down or he's gonna combo me, and then he's gonna put me in a
I
blender.
tell you, this is some rough shit right now. That's 9.
So that was 8 wins in a row. For anybody who's been counting, that was 8 wins in a row for Blackstar. I win one here in garbage time. Spoiler alert.
Oh, damn. See, he's just pushing
But
a little too early. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
I
he's
think
just getting in
part of
his
me was
head a
thinking
little
the
bit.
way I win, it actually
He's
really
pushing
upset.
just a little too
It
early
upset
on
me
a
in the
lot of
moment,
this shit,
which is
especially
why
with
I
the
was
speed.
like
That
Yeah.
2P was pretty
not
good,
taking
but,
him
you know,
seriously
he's still
what
gotta
he was saying to
capitalize.
me
I like
after the
this, though.
match.
I like that he's been going
But you'll see
consistently
what I
with
mean.
pounds. Blackstar is not
I'll
letting
point it
himself
out when
get
it comes
set
up.
by shit.
Yeah.
Nah, he's going the wrong direction. He's got a really great combo there, and he's landed it like 50% of the time. That's the only problem. He's just got to check the stance before he goes into it.
No, that
Yeah.
I think that was actually the
Makes
right
new
direction, but I think I just
adaptations
did it a little
because,
too late.
He went in full force right at the start, but that meant that Blackstar saw everything. So what else is there for Domaug to throw out?
Yeah,
And he's probably
honestly,
Nothing else,
realizing that
Felicia. I don't have
too-
anything.
honestly,
But
I
here
will say,
comes
oh, really great fucking conversion.
Yeah.
I will say
And then I get
that
side crumpled.
Domag's problem so far, honestly, has been all on defense. His
Yeah.
offense is
I would have
great,
to agree.
but
I would
his
have to
defense,
agree.
While he's able to block a lot of shit, he's when he's taking his turn after blocking something, not picking something that's gonna work. So he's just gotta. I don't know. I feel like he almost gotta.
Jabita was playing on stream the other day. Used to catch throw quite a bit.
Nice sidekick though. This is good. Making him.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I have a lot of
Wake
trouble
up, Jack.
executing
Try
it.
and get something back.
That's
What
just
he
a me
realizes
problem,
that
though.
If he loses this game, he loses the whole damn thing. So he's
Yeah.
trying something. Maybe play
Very
a little
nice
bit
6
safer.
PP.
Yeah, there we go. Not as crazy. Still got some of the same evades.
I
But
get
not
hit with the gut collapse, of
as
course.
much.
Don't duck there. Oh yeah, this is.
Okay, so right
He's
here,
still got-
right here. You see how he dropped that combo? He never drops that combo. So at that point, I thought that was him trying to get me to like continue the set, because he had me beat. He had me beat in this round. I thought I didn't chalk it up to nerves at that point. I figured it might be nerves because he's up 9-2, and he's just trying to close it out. But I think at that point, I thought to myself, "Oh, this fucker just wants to toy around with me a little bit. You know, he wants to put on more of a show because I haven't put up enough of a fight." So I was like, my spirits were at an all-time low, starting at this point.
Got
That
a
is
little.
rough.
Still got a little problems with Flamingo. Nice setup. This should be it.
And see this, when he let that guard break, I thought he let that guard break happen.
Yeah, exactly. He's working it out.
I thought he was toying with me at this point. I don't think he was.
Yeah.
Looking back at it, I don't think he was toying with me. I think it was just nerves
Hell
building
yeah,
up at the
baby.
right moment for him.
How old he is, but it just reminds me of like.
Nice.
I'm sure you saw this too, like back in the day when you were in middle school and you had like the one guy who could grow a mustache and he flaunted it all the time.
Oh, I was that
That's
guy.
my favorite.
I had a full beard by the time I was a freshman in high school.
Nice.
I thought that was going to reach the
good
wall.
duck by- Oh, but he went too cheeky. He went way too cheeky. He
He would've been
ducked
like,
the
shit,
kick, and then
first
he went
time he
for
used it.
4K. He was really trying to feel himself there.
Can you feel it?
Domaug didn't feel it. He got out of the way. All right.
Flashy
let's-
Sarah combo. Goes for the Oki setup, misses.
Nice.
And
Oh,
here's
good block.
the
He's got
thing, I
flash, though.
could have punished that,
At least.
Oh, that was something.
but I'm really bad at VF.
Wrong idea.
Nice duck. Oh, he's really got to. He's got to stop doing the second hit.
Yeah.
I
Domaug
tried to
actually will
2K
get
there.
Very good counter hit damage off of just regular AK, so he doesn't have to finish the string. I think that he's doing it to try and force Blackstar to not take a turn yet, but the problem is because it's a high, Blackstar can just duck every time.
Oh yeah.
There's not really a choice to make, so.
It's a big ducking
Nice
problem.
combo time. Oh, he
Another
messed up a
dropped
little bit.
combo.
That's
Oh, shoot.
unfortunate because
For whatever reason, my hands
froze
froze up.
many times before. Oh damn.
Ooh,
See, this is very tough.
oh,
This is
alright.
very tough.
Match point.
Not the time
Yeah,
for flashy
Domaug is gonna have
Sabakis.
to really
Just
pull
get the
some
job
shit
done
out.
with
Use
basics.
some lows. Nice. I like that. 'cause
I think
again,
someday
he's
that'll
very
sink
down.
into my
Use some
4-inch
lows
thick
against
skull,
Flamingo, use some evades against
and
Flamingo,
I'll play
hard to
normal
hit,
VF
and
like
just
normal
realize,
VF players,
You know,
and
it's cool if you lose to that, but it sucks if you just stand there and eat plus ring, plus ring, plus ring.
Oh yeah, yeah. Reminds me a
Nice.
lot of what you've been teaching me lately.
Oh hell yeah.
Leon's elbow game is
Murphy,
fantastic,
I
man.
miss you like the desert
Yeah, it
miss
is.
the rain. Don't you know that song?
Now, if I were
That's
smart
me
enough
and
to
you,
use
baby.
it, that's another thing.
Oh man. Okay. Domaug's starting to get a few things. He could let this set go on a little bit longer.
9P
I want
again.
I want to see it. long.
It's like I'm fucking
Come on,
stupid.
Blackstar, fuck up. Oh shit! Ah, that was
4-6K
perfect spacing. What
after-
you gonna do?
Uh,
Not yet.
what the hell is that? 4-6K after this, after the 6P from the walk-up stance.
He could let this set go on a little bit longer.
I want it. I want to see it long.
As someone who also
Come on,
learned
Blackstar,
via
fuck up.
computer and VF4, I totally get that struggle.
Oh shit! Ah, that
2
was
good throws,
perfect
front and
spacing.
back.
What's he gonna do?
9P good for say shun lows, but Sarah barely uses
not yet.
lows.
Everybody's butts
Yeah,
Oh,
again, I just think it's stupidity,
just a little
honestly,
too slow.
on my
Look at
point,
this.
on my
You
part.
see, he
I
did
just think it's
2K.
stupidity.
If only he had done 2K.
I really don't know what else to call it.
That really
Now,
sucks
when I've,
because I wanted to
you know,
see way more of that.
I've trained
It
a
was
little bit
pretty
with
really
STL10,
good.
and he's given me some feedback.
2P.
Some of the
It was
feedback is,
really
he's
good.
like, you play like it's always your turn,
Domaug was really
and,
starting to make a
like,
comeback. If he had done that
you always
like
assume
he
that you're
said,
plus, and you always assume that
probably
you're,
could have made
you could
this.
just sidestep
Maybe
out of
he wouldn't have gotten
everything,
to,
and
like, a full 10, but
fail evade, fail in, you
really
try to
a little
instant
bit
duck at
more.
like
That was-
-5 or
that was-
6 or
everybody in
whatever.
the chat gave a
I'm
round of
like,
applause to these players.
I don't know the frame data. I told you
For real.
this
I got it,
several
man.
times,
You got to hand
Tim.
it to them both.
I know,
Because
I
honestly,
don't know the
play
frame
was
data.
Really, really solid. Really, really good.
And
I feel
he's
bad when
he's
you
just
see
like,
a
I don't
score
get
like
it.
that,
You're
like,
you're being
oh, no,
ridiculous.
it's
Like,
free.
what the hell
But
are you
he was
doing?
so close
Like
to
that kind of
winning
thing.
those
Like
games.
he didn't
Came down to
sugarcoat
3 rounds,
anything when
and
talking
that
to me
really
about
sucks
this.
when that happens because you don't always get
So
to see it.
so as Harpooner and Felicia are talking about the massacre that they just witnessed, Blackstar's telling me in the voice chat, he's like, "Good games, man. I was really sweating that last few matches." I'm like, "No, you weren't." I was so frustrated with this set that I just didn't want to believe what he was telling me. I didn't respect what he was telling me. I was like, you gave me my third win. That was in my head. In my head, I was thinking to myself, you gave me that third win. I didn't earn that. You let the guard break happen. You dropped your combo, so I stayed alive. I was thinking in my head, you wanted to chew your meat a little bit before you swallowed it. So I was not in a chatty mood. Good games to him. Obviously, he dominated me, and he is a much better player. He knows exactly what he's doing. I think two of those wins are because Leon is Leon. I don't think it's anything I did. I think I know Leon combos, and I really think that's it. Too many times in this set, I got buried. I got hit with the same setups. I never adjusted. At one point, I stopped defending Flamingo the way I should have been. Because I was so in my own head that his adjustments were hitting me that I felt like nothing was working. And I didn't know what to do. I guess we'll hear what they have to say
You
next.
gotta go watch him back. You gotta go watch him back at the replays to see it happen. But it was some really good shit with some high end stuff. Domaug, baby, you did good tonight. Your combos were
No.
out of this world. I want you to go back and watch the first like match. I want you to listen to me blow my fucking throat out the first time that you landed that shit. I was like, what the fuck? You should have heard me.
Nerves and a bad habit. That shit's hard to break under
That's all I
pressure.
know how to do.
You
I
don't
feel
got
like
a
I got it.
combo, baby.
I
That's what you
appreciate that, and
gotta
I'm
be
sure
careful
that's
against.
accurate. Like if I were in a better mood about it, I'd probably
Oh, he
agree with
should
that.
be
But I
sweating.
think
You guys did good.
my
I gotta tell you,
expectations for
Domaug,
myself, I
was
have
just
to
saying this
overcome that
before,
kind of
the
thing.
that sucks about this is that you got that.
We
you're
were
gonna
getting
see the screen,
paid
you're gonna be
no
like,
matter
"That's
what.
free." But
Even
there
if I
was
didn't
so
win a
many
single
of
round,
these games that
we
you
would have been
one
split
away from
evenly on
getting,
the pot here.
and he was able to pluck it back.
So I feel
Shit
like I
was
should
so
have done
close.
way better than I
It's
did.
so much closer than it would appear. And honestly,
But
like
my
I can
flaws
tell you
fundamentally
right away, I
are
knew
just
that you had been working on Sarah,
they're
man,
too much to overcome,
because
and with a
I
player
saw
like
all those
Blackstar
responses
who's
to
actually
Flamingo
competent
that I
and
knew
he
you weren't
understands
doing
how to
at
play the
Hypo
game,
Sake 7. So I know
he
you had
just
at least
ate that
started
up.
a little bit of,
After the first 3
training
matches,
on that,
he
and I
ate
can
that
really
up.
appreciate it. So how much, what parts of the Sarah game were you really having trouble with this time? Was the Oki still a problem for you?
Everything. Oh
Yeah?
yeah, everything that he did. I don't know what to do. I'm just not good. I don't know what to
Nah,
say.
nah, don't say that. Don't say that. You're gonna make a lot of people pissed in the chat. In the chat, because
Yeah,
they all watching
exactly.
your, they're all watching your combos, and they're like, "Fuck, this guy's good."
Everybody was cheering you on, dude.
That's it,
Who was
baby.
it? Somebody was like,
That's all I know how to do. Is combos.
Yeah, no,
I don't
no.
know. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I hear you. You
let
can
me-
feel that way
let me-
sometimes.
Let me mention something real quick.
So before Blackstar talks, I was actually getting really choked up. I was so frustrated at myself that I just wanted to cry. Honestly, I was not. I did not respect what I did. I did not respect the performance that I had. So when they're telling me like, "Oh, you does he get to claim the $65?" No, we ended up splitting the pot evenly. Um, I felt like I didn't deserve any money after that performance. I felt like I should have just given him the money. Like, but Harpreneur said it would be split evenly between the both of us, and it was. So after I paid it out to my PayPal, Matcherino got like $2 from it, so I ended up getting like $30. But I was so frustrated about this, I wasn't even thinking about the money. I was just thinking like I didn't deserve the money for that one. Like I wanted to cry. I was just sitting there just like choked up, and I was like, I was trying not to say too much because I didn't want to make the interview about me. And that's one problem that I've had whenever I've lost these in these events, is that I've thrown my little tantrums. I've bitched about it, and I'm like, this sucks. I fucking hate this. I'm so pissed off. And then, like when they tell me, you did good, you did good, you did better than you think you did, I'm just like, no, fuck you. You're patronizing me. You're giving me this line of bullshit. You're blowing smoke up my ass. There's no way you're being serious with me. So it's like an imposter syndrome almost. It's like imposter syndrome. There's no way I can believe that I earned anything that I did tonight. So it just irritated me whenever I'm in that mood, that anybody would even bother to say that I did anything right. Like I just wanted to fucking curl up into a ball and die. I was just miserable at that point. So I tried not to say anything. But I can't remember what Blackstar said, but I think he alludes to the moods, the difference in mood that we had before going into this.
This.
go for it.
There was 2 points where I was like really super scared because I'm not gonna lie, like when I got in a roll, I was feeling good, and the reason I got in a roll is because I felt like I could play my game and it wasn't being punished. So if that's the case, then you can just play your game, just playing like normal, and that's the most comfort you can be, you can ask for. But at the very beginning, that I was super scared because he was doing better Oki than me. He was hitting me for like half my life. I was like not checking.
No, I chalk that up to him being put off guard by the Leon bullshit. I know enough Leon garbage to trick people, but it'll only work for a little bit. It'll only work. It won't work in long sets like this, and I found that out the hard way. But Blackstar, once he figured that shit out, he's like, "No, you're done. You're done. You don't get to play anymore. You had your fun few minutes, but you're done." It's the type of fast-paced, quick decision game you have to keep playing regularly or get stale fast. Yeah, I actually picked this game up again after like a few years. I picked it up last year since I've been out of college. I graduated from college in 2013. I got my degree. And then I kind of just stopped playing Virtua Fighter because I got into Yu-Gi-Oh! A little bit. So I was kind of like out of fighting games in general. I was out of video games in general. I ended up quitting Yu-Gi-Oh! Like last year for the most part. I still have some stuff, but I don't play anymore. And I picked VF up again, and getting smacked in like the bi-weeklies and like the VF arena, it just woke me up. I'm like, I remember being like pretty good in my own head, but it made me remember maybe I wasn't that good. And I had all the same old habits that I used to have. But now I'm playing a little bit smoother because I have a better controller to use, but I think I think I haven't ever played as good as I have lately, and I still don't think I'm that good.
Think he was gonna let me get up, and then he was just like hit me for like 40 extra damage and stuff like that. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm the Sarah player. So I'm like, hold up.
Yeah.
And then I had to kind of just like rein in. It took me like 3-4 games to like kind of rein it in.
I
you
gotta.
know, and then
How come you don't like arcade stick setup? I do have an arcade stick. I actually learned VF on the stick once Final Showdown came around. I never had an arcade stick until like Final Showdown came out, and then I bought a Conva Q4 RAF stick, and I loved that thing. It started hurting my wrist after a while. I switched over to Hitbox to see what that would be like, and I really liked it. I wasn't quite used to the up button being like down below everything else. I ended up I built a mix box last year, and right now that's my stick of choice. I'll still play on stick, like regular stick, every now and then to keep it fresh, but if I play for too long, it just hurts my wrist, and I could play on a mix box or a hitbox significantly longer.
I gotta say, watching this shit, that first match, I thought it was a wrap. I thought it was like, oh, it's done. Domaug got this shit already. I was like, fuck, man.
No,
And then you turn
no,
it around, man.
no, never. I hope nobody bet on me in that tournament. I really hope they didn't. I know Tricky bet on Blackstar, which is smart. You know,
Yeah, that shit was scary.
Tricky, if you're watching this, you're a fucking smart dude. Not just because of that, but
Literally, it was like really close. I was ahead. I needed like one more hit, but he was starting to come back again. I was literally mashing 2P when I was getting up off the ground.
no,
I'm like,
10-3. It wasn't close.
I just wanted it to end.
Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh. Yes. I get that feeling.
He was mounting a comeback. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, I can't have.
I honestly,
this now.
I could see it like I'm playing it out. You know, I'm practicing my commentating muscles, and I'm like, oh shit, this is it. This is the moment I'm gonna refer back to.
So I
when
want
it's
you to
9-9.
just
know
look
what
at the
I mean?
score
Like, that's what
and the
I want to
three.
say this was the moment that I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna be like, this was when it all switched, guys. This was when the
Nope.
switch went off. Because
Didn't
he
happen.
actually came back from nothing, and he did this and he did that. And damn, Domaug, I was just praying that you was gonna mash 2P instead of 2K there. I saw what you were trying to do, and I feel like it was correct. But at the same time, 2P, man, Jesus, it wins. It saves lives.
It wasn't correct.
2P would have
I
worked.
mean, yeah, it's easy to say after the fact, but we didn't know at the time. Like,
Yeah.
I was literally mashing, either I'm gonna die or I'm going to win this. I was literally just like, please, man. I turned my whole brain off. I was just mashing 2P. Like
Yeah.
I was on an online PS3 or something. So, because I was just scared. I'm not gonna lie.
Fuck yeah,
You
baby.
hear that, Domaug? You made him scared. You know, you should give yourself credit for that.
And also, not only that, but I could
That's
tell.
just in the moment. It wasn't even close.
It seems that way. I tell you, watch it back. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. It was a lot closer than you might think.
I don't know.
Like,
The numbers just aren't there. They're just not there. I'm sorry.
like
I see
I just completely disagree.
it. All
the
right.
thing about any just any tournament match, first to 5, first to 10, first to 7, whatever, right? It's like, the people that win consistently, they're thinking about match to match. They're not thinking about, oh, it's like 7-2 or 7-3, because if you start thinking like that, all you think about are those numbers rather than what's going on in front of you. I've seen that over and over in Raw. Where,
Yeah.
If somebody gets a big lead, they're like, they kick their feet up, they start trolling, they start Switch Nation with like characters that's like 7th on their list, and then all of a sudden they get ran over and they wonder why. Well, why you weren't paying attention to what was in front of you, paying attention to that number, and then it starts climbing back, and that's when you have momentum, and it's hard to stop momentum. It's like a snowball, and it goes the other way too.
Yeah, I feel like
if you're
momentum
like-
was a big factor. Blackstar, were you contributing to like pushing that button real fast to get into the next one? Because I noticed, I was like, damn, they're not taking any time at all here. I was wondering if you were
yeah.
trying to keep that momentum going.
Now he was.
Oh, to be honest, yeah, that's part of the strategy. All that is like, if
Don't want to
I'm
take a
winning,
breather. You want to just go.
Now, he was saying like, oh, I was just flying through it, like Blackstar was just flying through it. But I mean, I was flying through it too. I wasn't really thinking match to match, and I think that's part of my problem is that I didn't just sit there and think about what happened. I'm just like, oh, I lost again. That's 15 rounds in a row. Okay, let's see if the same exact bullshit is gonna work this time. Oh, it didn't work. I got smothered. Okay, that was another 3 rounds. Okay, let's try it again. So I think that also hurt, is that I just didn't take the time to breathe and look at what he was doing.
Yeah.
I'm not letting my opponent take a breather. I'm like, okay, we want to stage scared or what? Stage scared or what? What?
Yeah,
Okay,
you were
stage
like
fine,
that,
stage
weren't you? Of course.
fine.
That's
I ain't
right,
trying
baby.
to play around so I can cool off or they can heat up. No, fuck that. We can go on the next one.
Yeah.
So I'm not giving you time to think.
Yeah, no, you're right. Black Alert is saying, I don't think he's reading in the chat, but it's true. With you guys, they're all talking about it in the chat. They're like, yeah, that was actually really a lot closer than it might be. But Black Alert was saying some stuff that actually Black Alert, as a fellow Sarah player, I think can actually put in some insight over here. A little bit of the timing was a little too fast, he said. A little bit fast from Domaug, and slow it down a little bit was what his suggestion. And I almost kind of agree, because I feel like your choices were all correct, but like just your nerves got to you. I could kind of feel where the nerves were coming at.
I don't know, whatever it was, I just nothing was working.
Yeah, I hear it. I definitely hear it.
Yeah. That's
But,
the toughest thing to feel sometimes. I know I felt that many times, especially before, Monty and Harpooneer started doing one-on-ones with me, teaching me things. I think I'm doing everything right, but I just get blown up. And maybe in reality I was doing everything right, but just my opponent knew how to do everything right, but a little bit better. And that's the hardest. I think everybody watching the stream in chat would probably agree. That's the hardest feeling ever. It's like, you did everything right, your opponent was just doing everything right better.
Yeah, and it sucks. It also does suck to feel that, because I felt like that was what was going on. Because I'm not going to fault you for anything really, Domaug, except I am going to bring up one thing real fast. I want you to learn the PK punish all those stupid launches that he was doing, because it looks like they're not punishable. Yo, he's laughing right now because he knows he got away with murder. He knows that he got away with murder. Or especially the launch out of Flamingo. I was like, man, you could PK that every time.
Okay, here's something I want to point out. The way he laughs and says, "Why are you telling him?" And that kind of, I think that summarizes how I am perceived in this game by players that actually know what they're doing. It's like you're opening. It's like you're showing me the like you're opening Pandora's box. It's like you're showing me this information that I never had before, and I wasn't applying it. And I mean, they have no reason to believe that I knew any of this, because I didn't really know her frames. But that's just what I feel like they see me as. Like it's like I'm not a serious threat, and I can't say I disagree with them. But it just feels like it just feels like I'm not on their level. And that's what made me think that, like, I wanted to say in the chat, but I wasn't going to make it about me. I wanted to say, like, I felt like this first to 10 was a mistake, because I'm clearly not on Blackstar's level. And it just, I mean, you saw the tape. You saw why. We see now that just how much of a gap there is. It is a sizable gap, and it's going to take me a long time to close that gap. NAVF is full of clicks, dude. Always will be. I mean, I don't know any of these guys personally. I would like to eventually play at locals once this COVID bullshit dies down. I'm really sick of this COVID nonsense. I don't know how often I'll be able to play up there in New York or wherever, but I would like to meet these people at least once to see if I can like play them offline and see where I stand. Parsec's really close in terms of like play with other people online. It's pretty damn good, but it just doesn't beat local multiplayer. So I would love to play against them eventually, but again, right now, just the way they laughed that off, it makes me think like, yeah, I'm not anywhere close to them, and I don't think it's gonna be anytime soon before I even reach anywhere close to where they are. So part of me was like thinking that like this was a waste of time. I don't know why I did this. Like this was just an embarrassment.
Time, and I'm like, he did that like 4 times, and I wanted to see you just fuck that shit up and just destroy that shit. I like your use of the Sabaki. I feel like maybe a little bit more, but really, I think that
I was actually trying to do
really
it more,
think that you were doing pretty good
but my
overall,
execution
and
was
the
failing me.
timing was just a little, and then you also have to be able to handle the nerves of when. This is a problem that I have too. It's like I can play really well, that's fine, but I got a limit, right? And then the other guy across from me, he could just be having a great day. He could just be kicking my ass. Like I got to deal with that.
No,
you know? That's always tough to deal.
I think what we saw from Blackstar was your standard issue Blackstar. I don't think he did anything particularly special. I think he was just playing the way he normally plays. And for 8 matches, I had no answer for it.
But in this
Let me tell you
case,
something.
yeah.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was just
My
gonna
bad.
say in this case, like I feel like it was the numbers is not reflecting truly what's going on. But
I disagree.
also feel like that number would be different if you punished some of those launches. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I don't think so. I mean, it would have
Let me
helped, but
tell
I don't
y'all,
think it would have
competitive
made a
players,
difference.
whether it's first 10, tournament, exhibition, whatever. The worst thing to do, and I study like good players and all that stuff, and read and watch and listen to their interviews, and I do the same with like sports players too.
Yeah.
Like Kobe Bryant and all that stuff. The worst thing to do in any competitive endeavor is to put emotion into it. Any emotion, good or bad. Like, if you're down on yourself, even if you are playing bad, if you're down on yourself, it's literally not helping the situation. You're just thinking about everything that you're doing wrong. And if your mind's set on everything that you're doing wrong, guess what you're going to do? More wrong stuff. So, 'cause that's what your mind's focused on. And if you're too high, if you're just like, oh, I'm amazing, I'm great, look at me, I'm up to, you just gonna be, you just gonna relax, So and that's equally bad. And that's how people get snowballed on. So all the champions, the people like Michael Jordan, all that stuff, they all say the same thing. It's like they aim to play steady. They aim to not be too high, not too low, just be that, same even plane, even tone. Just basically like you're in the room playing against a computer or you're in training room. That type of feeling. You want to replicate that feeling while you're playing a tournament match as best you can.
I know Kung Fu Smurf seems to disagree with you. He's
I'm reading
getting
Smurfy
message
right
after
now.
message after message.
He wants to get it emotional. He's like, emotion, you need to use it. But then
There's another one there is Kung Fu Smurf. He's a pisser. I don't know him on a personal level, but he's kind of a troll sometimes, and in an endearing way, not like in a malicious way. Like it's always kind of fun. It's fun to listen to. I'm really curious if he said anything about me. He probably didn't, but I mean, even if he did, he'd probably be right about it. But like, this is one of the things that I actually agree with, and it's a mental problem I have that I just don't accept it. I'm always looking at the things that I could be doing better. I always look at the things I'm doing wrong, and I don't really look at the things that I'm doing right. Because in my opinion, 10-3, what exactly went right? I feel like because my two of my 3 wins were in the very beginning, I feel like I caught him off guard with Leon bullshit. And that third one, I think at the time I thought he just gave it to me to make it more interesting. But it was really hard for me to look at that in my mind for the last few days and think I did anything positive. But what I think I did positive is, and it's clearly not enough, but I think out of the positives I had, it seemed like early on my defense against the Flamingo mix-ups and his Oki setups, I feel like I improved in that area, but it didn't last. And then I reverted to whatever I was doing prior to this set. So it didn't really make a difference.
Then you
I
got
mean, then again, remember, moment 37. One of the things the commentator said, like a minute before it happened, was rare footage of Daigo actually angry, and because he was angry, he went for that insane parry, and that's half of what made probably the greatest moment in fighting game history. So I guess it really just depends on the person.
Let me tell you what the problem is with that. It's volatile. That's what it is. It's a very volatile. Any emotion is a very volatile thing to handle. So it can easily work for you and against you. If you get too invested in the match, whatever, too zoned in or something like that. Or let's say you're up around or something like that, right? You're up like 60%, 70%. All you need is one hit, and you're like, yeah, this is amazing, great, yeah, getting me or whatever. And then all of a sudden he comes back, and then all of a sudden you lose that round. You still got a round to go or something like that, but you lose that round. Then you're gonna be all like swinging up the whole opposite direction, like, oh, what did I do wrong? This and that. You think about the last match because you were so invested in it emotionally, and you're not even thinking about this last round. And that's how people, get run over. They think about the wrong stuff because they're emotionally invested. You just need to be thinking about, what should I do now? Oh, I got swept. I need okay. What's my best guess here? All right, what are his tendencies? What are my tendencies? What I'm showing off. You need to be thinking about what at the moment, be in the moment. And that's why I say steady mind is like best for that. So, because no matter how much emotion you pour into it, you're still in the same situation. It's not like you can willpower your way into a win. It's like, oh, if I want it more, I'll win. No, that's not how it works. You gotta play better. So all your energy should be focused on that. Emotion is volatile. That's why I say that.
damn. So we got the Terminator over here. The Blackstar, you are the VF Terminator right now. You making the point of saying emotion is deadly. I like it. I'm a fan.
Out of all the people I could have played against,
like,
I'm actually
honestly,
pretty glad it was
between-
Blackstar because he
between you
seems
guys,
like a
I feel
really.
like there is
I don't
emotion.
know him personally. I don't know anyone in this group
Domaug
personally,
puts a lot of himself into the game, which I also-
but
I
he seems
feel like I
he
really
seems like he's very
appreciate that
humble
from him.
and he seems like
But
he's very
I think
respectful.
more first 10 experiences like this is gonna
What's up,
actually
man?
benefit him.
When did that match
the
go
most.
down?
I think
VOD
the
of it
most
somewhere.
sense.
The VOD is
Really
on
gonna benefit him, because we've all
Harpooner's
seen him
Twitch
in the
channel,
tournament,
and I'm
but
actually watching it
I
right
feel
now
very
through
well,
that.
especially when
Right now, I'm
it's
just kind of giving my
like,
commentary on
you
it.
know,
This happened back on Friday
coming out,
night.
throwing out a really great momentum shift and doing it really good. And the nerves are high on both ends, but I feel like the long sets, I hope that, get into more of those, because long sets, I feel like it's going to train that mindset. Domaug, is that something that you're interested in doing? I hope we didn't get you in a bad mood and that you don't want to do more first of tens later on. I do love seeing your play.
Okay.
Yeah, baby. Okay, he's gonna do it. I want to see it, baby. Because I love the play tonight. And I want to watch it back because there was some shit. And another thing was, too, that it broke my heart when I saw the combos are new. So everybody knows when you got a fresh combo, sometimes it messes up. He didn't go to the right direction a couple of times. And he left some damage on the table, and that broke my heart, honestly. Really. Oof.
There are two folds with that problem. I know what he's talking about. The throw combo thing. The problem with it, one, there isn't a ton of stuff that's guaranteed against lightweights like Sarah in that situation. You could do 4K, P plus K, 2P, and then 6PP, but it's a green combo. If they exact recover out of that, your combo drops after 2 hits. So there wasn't a ton of good stuff. It is actually a green combo. The one I was doing was not green, but I think there's a bit of a delay involved with the second hit. But it's also a problem because I was going for that setup a little too much. and I noticed that. I noticed I was going for it a little too much, and it threw me off a little bit. It basically took my head out of other things I could be doing. And even though it hit him a lot, even though I got to throw off a lot, it still was a deviation of what I should have been doing. I should have been keeping it more simple than that.
It was really something else. But I really like that. You guys did a great job. You earned the money over here. By the way, thank you guys for raising $65 for the match arena. I really appreciate that. $65 is huge. And it's going to be split even between these two guys. That's what we do. We split it based on people participating. I'm not trying to be no cutthroat. Tricky knows when we used to joke around, he was like talking about his tricky points and like, oh, this is that and this is that. And he was so cutthroat. I said, you like in the old New York, what do you call it, the old New York hip hop scene. I'm trying to be like Big Daddy Kane and you're mob beef over here. That's what he is. Like, that's what I mean. Like, he's just so cutthroat, but I'm trying to be smooth. So that's my whole thing. So to me, I can't do it like that. I'm gonna put you guys right down the middle. So the two guys, they earned it tonight. I'm really excited, and I want to thank you guys so much for contributing to that. Now we got a lot of people in the chat. We got some people going on. I'd like to see maybe a couple more matches. I don't think there's a problem with that. It's only 8:30. It's not that late. We could definitely see some more matches. But
So that's where the that's where I dipped out of the chat in the voice call. That's why I dipped out of the voice call. Again, to kind of summarize, I'm not happy with my performance. I was so frustrated with myself after this that I just didn't want to even look at the game. I was like holding back tears. I was choking up. So that when I said that okay quietly, I was trying not to go like I'm fighting back tears. I was trying really hard not to do that because I was so mad at myself. I do want to reiterate, I do apologize for reacting that way. I know I can only say sorry so many times before people get tired of it. I know there are people that are already tired of me, and I would love to keep playing this game with everybody. I love hot dogs and sake club. I love interacting with everybody there. I enjoy playing VF with everybody there. Harpooner, Catgirl Princess, Blackstar, the Rock Reaper, Hayato, Grummus, Falling Edge, Ku. There are several others. I like playing against Tricky, even though he destroys me because he's a real player. And he's one of the top players in the country. I shouldn't say just because he's a real player. It's because he's one of the top players in the country. Adam Yuki, I've played against him a couple times. I love playing against him. Gentleman Thief, I don't have a ton of interaction with him, but I like playing against him too. Young 2D, Monty, Mech, and really, I just love this community, and I'm privileged to get to play in it because it's one of the best fighting games out there, and it's one of the only games that I'm actually kind of good at. So it's pretty cool to be playing against people like that, and just at Fight Club Hubs, Blitzball Champ, Phoenix Force, Ahernan, just all these guys that I've played against, Lightwing Dragon, sorry, in Europe, Marley J, Blessy, Nero, like, I just enjoy it. I don't know what else to say, but I don't want to rub people the wrong way. I really hope if people watch this back that they're not taking this as like sour grapes, because I promise you I have nothing against anybody that I've mentioned tonight, really. Like, except maybe like a few of the problematic ones, but in that regard, it's only because of things they've said to other people. I don't really have any beef with anybody though, personally, especially Blackstar and Harpooner and them. Like, I just get really hard on myself, and it's tough for me to come back. And again, it's rubbed people the wrong way in this community, and there are people that I've really pissed off. So I'm gonna try to not do that. Um, I'm gonna make sure that that doesn't happen in the future. I think for long sets, I am certainly open to do more of them, but I think for now, I need to figure out what I'm doing wrong. I have a feeling of what I'm doing wrong, but I have a feeling if it's gonna be like this again, it's gonna make me feel worse about the game, and that's not really fair to the game because totally not the it's totally not the game's fault. It's all my fault. Um, yeah. So before I get emotional, I'm probably gonna end it there. Thank you guys for tuning in. Crystal Fist VHS, JSM, and Grummus earlier. Thank you guys for participating in the stream. I see a few others in here in the chat. I see Crazy Drunk in here. Haven't played against him, but he's a fantastic player. One of the best in the country. But yeah, this will go up on YouTube. I don't really know what else to say. I think a lot of my problems are mental, and it's with me. And and goodness, I really hope I didn't upset anybody tonight. That is not my intention. Last thing I want to do is burn any bridges. Trust me. You know, because without this, I don't really have a lot of communities, to be honest. I'm really surprised I'm welcome in this one. So, thanks again for tuning in, and hopefully the next time I do one of these weird sets that I'll feel better about myself.